Welcome everyone. Our today's topic is anaerobic respiration and energy from different food components, and this is from lesson life processes in living organism part 1, part 3 of this video, and part 3 video of this lesson, and this is for class 10. So let's begin a lesson. Respiration. Okay, so anaerobic respiration in living organisms. So student, first of all, what is anaerobic respiration? It is a type of respiration in which the organism perform respiration or produces the energy in absence of oxygen. Okay, so some organism cannot live in presence of oxygen, for example many bacteria, and these bacteria have to perform anaerobic respiration for their energy production. That means they produce energy in absence of a oxygen, and this is an anaerobic respiration of particular living organism. And the glycolysis and fermentation are two different steps of anaerobic respiration. So in aerobic respiration we have seen the three different steps, that is Krebs cycle, EMP pathway, and ETC, electron chain transfer reaction. Okay, so anaerobic respiration have only two steps, that is glycolysis and fermentation. Alright, so here you can observe the chart, and in this anaerobic respiration glucose is incompletely oxidized. That means it is incompletely breakdown, and therefore less amount of energy is obtained, energy in the form of ATP. Okay, so here only two ATP molecule are produces in the anaerobic respiration. And the pyruvic acid, which is produced through the glycolysis, it is converted into the organic acids. Okay, the pyruvic acid, it will convert it into either organic acid or alcohol with the help of some enzymes in this process. So by using different types of enzyme, the pyruvic acid after the glycolysis, it is converted into either lactic acid or the alcohol. And this process in which the pyruvic acid is converted into the alcohol or lactic acid, it is called as a fermentation. Alright, so students, some higher plants and animals some higher plants, animals, and aerobic microorganism. Aerobic, that means those organisms which are performing producing the energy in presence of oxygen. Okay, so the higher plants, animals, and some of the aerobic microorganism also perform anaerobic respiration instead of aerobic respiration if there is depletion in oxygen level in the surrounding. That means if in some conditions when the oxygen is not available properly, so what happened, the plants, animal, and the aerobic respiration or aerobic microorganism which are performing the aerobic respiration, they will perform anaerobic respiration also only in the if there is a less amount of oxygen is available. Okay, so here example we have the seeds perform anaerobic respiration if the soil is submerged under water during the germination. It means in less amount of oxygen is present, the seed perform anaerobic respiration. And similarly, our muscle cells also perform anaerobic respiration while performing exercise, and due to the anaerobic respiration, the less amount of energy is produced in our body and lactic acid accumulates, due to which we feel tired. So as we know, the in anaerobic respiration glucose is incompletely oxidized. So what happened, the less amount of energy is produced, and if the less amount of energy is produced, our body feel tiredness. Okay, but after some time when we rest for a little while, so what happened, the lactic acid again it will disappear, and again we will perform the aerobic respiration. So this tiredness or fatigueness will be better. Now next topic is okay, can you tell? So here two questions are there. First is, which type of cellular respiration performs complete oxidation of a glucose? So we have seen anaerobic okay, so we have seen anaerobic as well as aerobic respiration. Okay, so in the aerobic respiration the glucose is completely oxidized. Okay, and second question, which cell organelle is necessary for complete oxidation of a glucose? So student, mitochondria. So mitochondria is the cell of the cell will come necessary for the complete oxidation of the glucose, and mitochondria is also called as a powerhouse. Why? Because it is producing the energy. The next topic is energy from different food component. It means we are getting energy by different food components. Okay, And here the different food components are like fats, protein, minerals, water, roughage means fibers, okay, vitamins and carbohydrates. So these are the different food components which give us energy. One by one. So first component is a carbohydrate. So student, these are the sources of a carbohydrate which I have mentioned on the screen. So excess of carbohydrate are stored in liver and muscles in the form of a glycogen. So if the carbohydrate level is if the carbohydrate are excess amount of carbohydrate is present in our body, so what happened, they will stored in liver and muscle cells in the form of a glycogen. So what is glycogen? It is a stored form of a glucose in our cells or tissues, like our liver and muscle cells. And next type of a food component is a protein. So student, proteins are, these are the sources of a protein like eggs, meat, fishes, cereals, etc. So proteins are the macromolecules formed by bonding together many amino acids. So these are the macromolecules. Now macromolecules means these are the this contains a large amount of atom in their molecule. Okay, so proteins are the macromolecule. It means larger amount of atoms, larger number of atoms are present in the protein. Okay, so protein are basically the amino acids. Different types of amino acids are bonding together, they will form proteins. And student, proteins of animal origin. So here the amino acid when they will bonded together by means of a peptide bonds, peptide linkage, it will form proteins. So proteins of animal origin are called as a first class proteins. It means the protein which we are getting from the animal sources like fishes, eggs, milk, meat. So these are the first class proteins. And we get 4 kilocalorie of energy per gram of a protein. That means from 1 gram of a protein we will get 4 kilocalorie of energy. And amino acids are obtained after the digestion of a protein. That means when we are getting the protein from our food stuff, so after the digestion of a protein, the amino acids are obtained, and those amino acids are absorbed in the body and transported up to each organ and cell via blood. That means the amino acids, okay, which are obtained after the digestion of a protein. So these are transported to the different types of organs and cell via blood. And from these amino acids, organs and cell produce various types of proteins which are necessary for themselves and the whole body. That means after getting the amino acids, the different types of a protein will be produced as per the requirement of the body and cell. So student, here different types of proteins and different amino acids obtained are given. So here different amino acids are there which are produced by the different tissues or organs. So first is the skin. So skin will produce the melanin and keratin. So these are the proteins of the skin. And the protein of bones is osin. And next is the cell. So various proteins of cell membrane and various enzymes will be produced as different types of protein by using the different amino acids. Okay, and pancreas. So pancreas will produces the insulin and trypsin. So insulin is a protein required for the diabetes. So if there is any imbalance in the formation or production of the insulin, the person may get diabetic. And next is the pituitary gland. So pituitary gland produces the various hormones by using the different types of amino acids. And muscles will produces the actin and myosin, the flexible proteins. And the blood, the main protein of the blood is hemoglobin and antibodies, which are required by our body. Okay, so student, excess of amino acids obtained from proteins are not stored in the body. So we have seen in previous slide that excess of a carbohydrate are stored in the body in the form of a glycogen, but here amino acid will not stored in the body. So they are broken down and the ammonia formed, and by the breaking down of the amino acid, the ammonia is produces, and that ammonia is eliminated out of the body through the excretory system. And if necessary, excess of proteins are converted into the other useful substances like glucose through the process of gluconeogenesis. So first of all, amino acids are not stored in the body, they are eliminated in the form of ammonia, and if necessary, then excess of proteins are converted into the useful substances which are required by our body like glucose with the process of gluconeogenesis. Okay, now next proteins only. Okay, so here plants produce the necessary amino acids from minerals de novo and thereby produce the different proteins. So with the help of minerals de novo, plants produces different types of proteins which are required by them, and an enzyme rubisco present in the plant chloroplast is most abundant protein found in the nature. So rubisco is a found in the chloroplast, and chloroplast is responsible for the process of photosynthesis, okay, because it contains pigment chlorophyll. So the rubisco is the most abundant protein found in the plants. Okay, now next type of a food component is the lipid. Okay, so these are the different sources of a lipids. So student, the substances formed by the specific chemical bond between the fatty acids and alcohol are called as a lipid. So these are the substances which are formed by the fatty acids and alcohol. These are the lipids. So here you can observe the reaction between fatty acid and glycerol. They will produce or form lipids. And digestion of a lipids consumed by us is nothing but their conversion into fatty acids and alcohol. It means when we are eating any source of a lipids, what happens? They will get digested and it will converted, that means lipid converted into fatty acids and glucose. And fatty acids are absorbed up and distributed everywhere within the body. That means the fatty acid which is formed after the digestion of a lipids, it is distributed everywhere within the body, where it is necessary, it is provided there. And from those fatty acids, different cells are produces various substances necessary for themselves or body. Okay, so here we have for examples, the molecules called as a phospholipids, which are essential for the producing of a plasma membrane, are formed from the fatty acids. So phospholipids are essential for the production of the plasma membrane, okay, are also formed or produces from the fatty acids. So here you can observe the molecule of a phospholipid bilayer. So it contains the hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. Now hydrophilic means attracted to water, and hydrophobic tails means the tail will resist to water. So this is a phospholipid molecule. And besides, the fatty acids are used for producing the hormones like progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, aldosterone, etc., and covering around the axons of the nerve cells. So student, what are these progesterone and estrogen? So these are the female reproductive hormones which plays an important role for the sexual and reproductive development in women, and they help to regulate a woman's menstrual cycle and play an important role in the pregnancy. And testosterone, this is the male reproductive sex hormone which play an important role in the development of male reproductive tissues. And aldosterone, this is a hormone which is secreted by the adrenal gland. Now adrenal glands are there in the kidneys, okay, over the kidneys, and which regulates, that means this aldosterone hormone, it will regulate or maintain the salt and water balance in our body, okay. So these are the different hormones related to our body. Okay, and we get 9 kilocalorie of energy per gram of lipid. That means in 1 gram of a lipid we are getting 9 kilocalories. So this is greater than the greater than the protein and carbohydrate. This will provide more amount of energy to our body. Okay, so next we have the food component, that is vitamins. So these are the different kinds of vitamins like vitamin A, B, C, D, E, K, and these different types of vitamins. And we have further more constituent of the vitamins. Okay, so vitamins are a group of heterogeneous compounds of which each is essential for proper operation of various processes in the body. So these are the these are the heterogeneous compound. Now heterogeneous compound means these are made up of different kind of constituent of the compounds, okay. So these are very essential for the proper operational of the body, functioning for the body. These are the essential. And there are the main 6 types of vitamins are there. For example, vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and K. And out of these, vitamin A, D, E, and K are fat soluble. That means they will easily soluble in the fat, whereas vitamin B and C are water soluble. That means they will be dissolved in water. Okay, so student, we have seen that FADH2 and NADH2. Now FADH2 means flavin adenine dinucleotide and NADH2 means nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. So these are produced in the process like glycolysis and Krebs cycles. Okay, and student, from the vitamins like riboflavin, that is vitamin B2, and nicotinamide, that is vitamin B5 respectively, are necessary for their production. That means for the production of the FADH2 and NADH2, vitamin B2, that is riboflavin, and vitamin B3, that is nicotinamide, are responsible. Sorry, not nicotinamide, is vitamin B5. So these are all about the vitamins which play a very important role in our. Okay, now next component is a water. So student, there is about 65 to 70% water in our body is there, and each cell contains 70% of water weight by weight. So here our brain contains 73% of water, lungs contain 83% of water, and blood contain maximum amount of water, it is maximum percentage of water, it is 95%. Okay, and blood plasma also contains 95% of water, and for the functioning of cells and thereby whole body disturbs even if there is a little loss of our body from the water from the body. So in case of any dehydration, loose motion, or in case of a fever, what happen, dehydration will occur in our body. It means water percentage will be less, so that is very dangerous for our body. Okay, now next constituent is fibers. So these are the different sources of a fibers, and fiber or roughage. Fiber is also known as roughage. So fiber or roughage is a portion of a plant derived food that cannot be, that means these are obtained from the plants. Okay, so that cannot be completely broke down by human digestive system. So although these are not digestible by our body, so but these are very important, this play a very important role for our body. So however, they help in the digestion of other substances and ingestion of undigested substances. That means the substances which are not digested, it can be easily removed out from our body with the help of a fiber. So we obtain the fibers from leafy vegetables, fruits, cereals, etc. So student, all the components of a food play very important role in our body. That's why we have to make our diet balanced diet, so we can get the more amount of energy, and we can live a healthy lifestyle, because each and every component is necessary for our body. So that's it for today's video. I hope you all have understood this part very well. Thank you all of you.